Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading. You're grounding deeper right now, and I need to show you what this means because this is so important. The foundation you're building is solidifying, and what you're creating is going to hold. Let's dive in and see what the cards are revealing. I'm feeling this really stable, intentional energy around you, Taurus. You're not scattered. You're not rushing. You're putting roots down. You're establishing a base that's going to support everything that comes next. And the cards are going to show us exactly where this grounding is happening, why it matters so much, and how strong this foundation really is. Let's see what's coming through. All right, let's look at what's going on for you right now. I'm pulling cards for your current energy. Okay, here we have the Four of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is grounding energy, Taurus. The Four of Pentacles is about stability, security, and holding what matters. I'm seeing that you're being very intentional about what you're building and protecting. This isn't about being rigid or resistant to change. This is about knowing what deserves your care and your commitment. You're solidifying, Taurus. You're anchoring in. Let me see what else. The Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. So while the Four of Pentacles shows you're grounding, the Eight of Pentacles is showing me that you're also developing mastery. You're getting skilled at something. You're deepening your knowledge. You're becoming an expert in your craft. This tells me that this grounding isn't passive. You're actively building something. You're perfecting something. You're investing in depth. One more card here. What else do I need to see about this foundation? The Hermit. Oh, Taurus. The Hermit is inner work. The Hermit is going inward to find your own truth. The Hermit is solitude and reflection. This tells me that part of what's happening as you ground deeper is that you're spending time with yourself. You're getting to know your own foundation. You're understanding what's solid in you. You're building from the inside out. Let me clarify this energy. Tell me more about what's solidifying for Taurus right now. The Empress. Perfect. The Empress is fertility, abundance, and nurturing. She's grounded. She's secure. She knows how to create and sustain. This is you stepping into a version of yourself that's stable enough to build, to create, to nurture what matters. You're not just surviving, Taurus. You're thriving. You're settling into stability that allows real growth. So here's what I'm seeing in your current energy. You're in a grounding phase. Something inside you is saying it's time to dig deeper. It's time to establish roots. It's time to build a foundation that will hold. The Four of Pentacles shows you're being intentional about what you protect and nurture. The Eight of Pentacles shows you're developing mastery and skill. The Hermit shows you're doing inner work to understand your own solid ground. And the Empress shows you're becoming capable of creating and sustaining something real. A lot of you might have spent the last period feeling unmoored, Taurus. Maybe things were changing too fast. Maybe you were uncertain about where to plant your feet. Maybe you felt like you were building on quicksand. But right now, something is shifting. You're choosing depth. You're choosing to understand what really matters. You're choosing to establish roots that go deep. And that feels like finally being able to rest. All right, let's look at what brought you here. What have you been going through recently that led to this grounding? Let's see. The Tower. Okay. So something has shifted dramatically in your world recently, Taurus. The Tower is sudden change, upheaval, breaking apart. And I'm seeing that some of you have been through a significant disruption. Maybe something that seemed solid fell apart. Maybe something you relied on crumbled. Maybe your world got turned upside down. The Tower is intense, Taurus, and I know it was destabilizing. Let me see what else. The Three of Swords. So after that upheaval came heartache or clarity. The Three of Swords is sorrow, pain, conflict. Some of you have been grieving, Taurus. You've been dealing with the emotional aftermath of what broke apart. You've been processing loss. And that pain was necessary. That pain meant something mattered to you. One more card for the recent past. The Wheel of Fortune. This is confirmation. The Wheel of Fortune is the turning point. After the Tower fell and you felt the Three of Swords, the wheel turned. Things started shifting. The cycle moved. And now you're in a new phase. The disruption wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something different. Let me clarify what this recent past taught you. What did Taurus learn during this time? The Strength card. Beautiful. Strength is resilience and inner power. It's discovering that you're stronger than you thought. You've been learning, Taurus, that you can survive disruption. You can move through heartache. You can handle instability. And that knowing creates real confidence. So here's the story of your recent past, Taurus. Something fell apart. The Tower shows that disruption was real and significant. The Three of Swords shows you felt that loss deeply. It hurt. But instead of breaking, you kept moving. The Wheel of Fortune shows the cycle turned. And Strength shows you discovered your own resilience through it all. You're tougher than you knew. You're more capable than you believed. That's what brought you here, Taurus. That's what prepared you for this grounding. You had to go through the upheaval to learn that you could survive it. You had to feel the pain to know you could process it. You had to experience instability to recognize your own strength. And now you're ready to build something that lasts. You know you can handle what comes because you've already handled so much. If you're resonating with this so far, let me know in the comments. Just say yes or tell me which card is speaking to you. I love hearing from you. All right, let's look at what's coming in for you right now, Taurus. What is this grounding leading to? What's stabilizing as your foundation solidifies? Let's see. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I love this. The Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity in the material world. This is resources, money, tangible support. This tells me that as you ground deeper, practical blessings start arriving. The universe is backing this foundation you're building. You're not just getting emotionally or spiritually grounded. You're getting materially supported. Your efforts are going to pay off, Taurus. Let me see what else is coming in. The Six of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles brings resources, and the Six of Pentacles brings generosity and reciprocity. This tells me that what you're building isn't just for you. You're going to have enough to share. You're going to feel secure enough to give. You're going to create a foundation that's so solid you can support others from it. That's powerful, Taurus. What else? The world. Wow. The world is completion and wholeness. The world is arriving at a destination. This tells me that what you're grounding into right now leads to a sense of arrival, of completion, of wholeness. You're moving toward stability that feels full, not perfect, but complete. You're moving toward a place where you can breathe. Let me clarify this incoming energy. What does Taurus need to know about what's unfolding? The star. Oh, Taurus. The star is hope and clarity. The star is knowing which direction to go. This tells me that as your foundation stabilizes, clarity comes too. You're going to know what matters. You're going to see your path forward, and that knowing is going to feel peaceful. So, here's what's coming in for you. The Ace of Pentacles is showing you material blessings. Resources are flowing. The Six of Pentacles is showing you generosity and reciprocity. You'll have enough to share. The world is showing you completion and wholeness. You're moving toward arrival, and the star is showing you clarity and hope. You know where you're going. This is powerful energy, Taurus. What's grounding you right now isn't temporary. This foundation you're building is going to last. This stability you're creating is going to hold through storms. This is the beginning of a chapter where you're operating from solid ground, and that changes everything. Some of you are already feeling this. You're already noticing that you feel more secure. You're already taking steps to solidify your foundation. You're already planting seeds that you trust will grow. Trust that. Keep going. The cards are saying this stability deepens. Let's go deeper into this foundation, Taurus. I want to understand exactly what you're grounding into and why it matters so much. Let me pull more cards. What is Taurus's true foundation crystallizing around right now? The Pentacles 10. Beautiful. The 10 of Pentacles is legacy, family, and lasting wealth. This tells me that your foundation is about creating something that will endure. Maybe it's financial security. Maybe it's building for your family. Maybe it's creating stability that will support generations. But the energy here is about lasting impact, Taurus. You're not building for today. You're building for the long term. Let me see what else. What is the nature of this grounding that's happening? The Devil. Interesting. The Devil in this context is about commitment and boundaries. This tells me that grounding deeper means making commitments and setting boundaries. You're saying yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. You're anchoring yourself to specific people, places, and purposes. You're being selective. That selectivity is what creates stability. What sustains this foundation? What keeps it solid? The Lovers. Oh, beautiful. The Lovers is deep connection, alignment, and partnership. This tells me that what sustains your foundation is connection. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's community. Maybe it's your relationship with yourself. But the energy here is clear. You don't ground alone. Connection is what keeps the roots strong. Let me clarify this foundation energy. What does Taurus need to understand about this grounding? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is tradition, wisdom, and established truth. This tells me that what you're grounding into is built on something solid and true. You're not just following a trend. You're connecting to something timeless. You're building on principles that have held for generations. That's why this foundation is so strong. So let's bring this together. Your foundation is crystallizing around legacy and lasting impact. The 10 of Pentacles says you're building for the long term. The Devil says you're making commitments and boundaries. The Lovers says connection sustains what you're creating. And the Hierophant says it's built on timeless principles of love and respect. You're anchoring to something real. Here's what I want you to understand, Taurus. The reason this grounding feels so necessary right now, the reason this foundation is solidifying with such intention, is because you're ready. You've learned what you needed to learn from instability. You've discovered your own strength, and now you're choosing to build something that lasts. That's not reactionary. That's intentional. That's wise. You're not running from disruption, Taurus. You're moving towards stability. Now let's look at what might try to interfere with this grounding, because the cards want you to be aware. What should Taurus watch out for as this foundation solidifies? Let's see. The Four of Cups. Okay. The Four of Cups is apathy or complacency. In this context, I'm seeing this as a warning about getting too comfortable, Taurus. Once you start feeling grounded, there's a risk that you settle into a groove that becomes stagnant. You might stop reaching for growth. You might become so attached to stability that you resist change. Watch for the part of you that wants to stay small because it's safe. What else? The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is abandonment or walking away. Some of you might be tempted to abandon the grounding process when it gets difficult. Grounding is work, Taurus. It requires discipline and commitment. There will be moments when you want to give up or walk away. Watch for that impulse. The temporary discomfort of building isn't a reason to abandon the process. Let me see what else. What else might challenge this grounding? The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is hardship or lack. Some of you are going to face moments where you doubt whether you can sustain what you're building. You might look at your resources and think it's not enough. I can't do this. And that doubt is real. But the cards are showing me this as an obstacle to be aware of, not a truth to believe. Now let me pull a card for how to handle these obstacles. What is Taurus's power here? The Strength card again. The Strength card says you have what it takes, Taurus. You've already proven you can handle hardship. You've already shown you can persevere. Your power here is to trust yourself, to trust that you can build this foundation, to trust that your commitment will pay off. So here's what to watch for. The Four of Cups says don't get complacent. Keep growing even as you ground. The Eight of Cups says don't abandon the process when it gets hard. Stay committed. And the Five of Pentacles says don't let temporary lack convince you that you can't sustain this. But Strength says you have the resilience. You have the power. You can build this foundation and maintain it. You just have to keep showing up. All right, let's look at the bigger picture of what's coming in for you over the next few weeks, Taurus. What unfolds as you lean into this grounding? Let's see. The Magician. Oh, beautiful. The Magician is manifestation and resourcefulness. This tells me that as you ground deeper, you're going to discover that you have more resources than you realized. You're going to figure out creative solutions. You're going to manifest support in unexpected ways. The Magician says you have the tools you need. Let me see what else. The Hermit again. The Hermit shows up again in the coming energy. This tells me that solitude and inner work are going to continue to be important. You're going to keep going inward to strengthen your foundation. You're going to keep listening to your own wisdom. That inner work is what makes the external grounding real. What else is coming in? The Temperance card. Major Arcana. Temperance is balance and integration. This tells me that what's coming is a sense of balance. You're integrating what you've learned from the disruption. You're balancing rest with action, stability with growth, commitment with flexibility. You're finding the middle path. Let me clarify this incoming energy. What does this lead to for Taurus? The High Priestess. Oh, I love this. The High Priestess is intuition and inner knowing. This tells me that what unfolds as you ground deeper is a strengthened connection to your own inner guidance. You're going to trust your instincts more. You're going to know what your foundation needs. You're going to move with wisdom. So here's what's unfolding, Taurus. The Magician says resources and solutions are appearing. The Hermit says inner work deepens. Temperance says balance is finding you. And the High Priestess says your intuition is getting stronger. You're not just physically grounding, Taurus. You're becoming whole. This grounding isn't just a phase, Taurus. It's the beginning of a real shift in your life. What solidifies as your foundation right now is what will support you for years. What you're building now is what you'll be grateful for later. Trust this process. If this reading is hitting home for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps me know this content is serving you. Let's see if Spirit has any final messages for you, Taurus. What do your guides want you to know right now? I'm pulling an oracle card. Patience. Oh, perfect. Your guides are saying exactly what the cards have been saying, Taurus. This takes time. This grounding isn't instant. It's a process. Trust the pace. Trust the timing. Good things that last are built slowly. Let me pull one more. Earth Magic. Your guides are confirming that you're in alignment with natural, grounded energy, Taurus. You're moving with the earth. You're planting seeds. You're establishing roots. This is your natural rhythm. Trust it. You're exactly where you need to be. One more message. What else do Taurus's guides want them to know? You are safe. Listen, Taurus, you can rest now. You can plant your roots. You can build. You are safe to do this work. The universe is supporting your foundation. You are held. You are protected. You are safe. Taurus, your energy is shifting in such a grounded way right now. What's solidifying inside you isn't temporary. It's not fleeting. This is your soul anchoring into something real. This is your foundation becoming unshakable. This is stability taking root. You've been through disruption. The tower fell. You felt the pain of change. But you didn't break. You kept moving. You discovered your own strength. And now you're ready to build something that lasts. Something that holds. Something that feeds you. The cards are showing me that this foundation leads somewhere real. The Ace of Pentacles says material blessings are coming. The Six of Pentacles says you'll have enough to share. The World says completion is arriving. The Star says clarity is showing you the way. The Ten of Pentacles says you're building a legacy. The Lovers say connection sustains it. And the Hierophant says it's built on timeless truth. Yes, there will be challenges. Complacency might tempt you. The impulse to abandon might arise. Doubt about resources might surface. But Strength and the Magician say you have the power to navigate all of this. You have everything you need. You're more resourceful than you know. You're more resilient than you've given yourself credit for. And as you move forward, the foundation deepens. The Hermit brings deeper inner work. Temperance brings balance. The High Priestess brings intuition. You're not just building on the outside, Taurus. You're becoming whole on the inside. Your guides want you to trust patience, Taurus. They want you to know you're working with earth magic. They want you to remember you are safe. You are protected. You can rest here. What grounds you right now is your anchor. What solidifies as your foundation right now is your future. Build it. Nurture it. Trust it. If this message resonated with you, if you felt this was meant for you, drop a comment below and let me know. Just say I received this or share what part of the reading hit home for you. And if you want more readings like this, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss your next one. Sending you so much love and light, Taurus. I'll see you in the next reading. Take care.